Hello, and welcome back to another part of the White Album 2 manga. We are currently reading through Volume 3, towards the end here. Everything's slowly getting better, which I usually don't say when it comes to the White Album 2 storyline, but at this point, Haruki and Setsuna are in contact. The whole thing with the Christmas Eve happened, and that was unfortunate, but eventually we all have to move on or give up. And Haruki and Setsuna will never give up. So, let's continue from here. My, this is certainly interesting. Guitar Boy wrote this article, did he? Yep, she's reading the Kyograph. Well, I am her mother. I suppose I could show her a little motherly devotion from time to time. Session 16. New Year's Eve. Alone. Oh, it's sad already. Kazus's mom is so conniving, I guess is the word I'm constantly looking for. Mischievous. Just, come on. Are you so bored that you have to stick your nose into every little thing? Just saying. No one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone. Hey, it's Takeya. Haruki, are you actually away? Dude, Haruki looks dead inside. Things are always going to get worse before they get better. That's really what I mean by things are going okay. Because Setsuna's deepest fear at this point was nothing, right? She would always get mad not getting scolded. She was scared of just them not connecting at all. Christmas Eve was horrible, don't get me wrong, with the magazine, but the fact that they clashed, the fact that they fought, the fact that they argued, the fact that Setsuna yelled, honestly needed to happen. Because it never has up until now. They never had that big argument. Now that they finally had it, yes, everything seems horrid. But in the long run, it's good to get those feelings out. Anyway, about what happened before, let's talk about it when you get back, okay? Call me back as soon as you get this. This is the 9th time in 2 days that I've pretended not to be around. The first couple times, he assumed I was still with Setsuna, so the messages were pretty warm, normal. But after the 3rd time, when Io called me, the weather started to turn. The tone of her voice was slightly desperate, but the topic never once strayed from my expectations. She saw Setsuna. Setsuna said nothing had happened. She was laughing. She wasn't crying. Io knew it was a lie. Ever since that call, Io and Takeya have been calling me nearly every hour. Until morning. Just go to his house. You know he's ignoring your calls. Go to his house. If I were to tell them what happened, I'm sure they would yell and groan at me and tell me off and try to find a solution somehow. And I might even feel better, like their intervention meant I had received my punishment. That's why I can't move. For me alone to feel better while Setsuna is still stuck in the dark, that can't be allowed to happen. This is such an unhealthy mindset. If Haruki thinks, oh, well, I can't feel happy because she's unhappy, then Setsuna's going to feel the same way. And then you're both just going to be perpetually unhappy. You cannot hold your own happiness back for the sake of someone else. If someone else is sad, you do not have to bring yourself down to meet their level. That is not good. If anything, seeing them sad would make you feel better. Mari Kazuoka. Yes, this is Kitahara. Kitahara. It's me, Kazuoka. Sorry, did I catch you asleep? Nah, don't worry about it. What is it? Oh, well, it's nothing big. I was just wondering, since I haven't seen you at work lately. Are you doing all right? Yeah, I'm doing great. You don't sound great. I just got up. That's all. Look at Haruki's dead eyes and him saying I'm doing great. 1,000% a lie. Anyway, when will you be coming back? Everyone wants your help. If you've got the time, could you come lend a hand? Thanks. Oh, but I'm not gonna be around. I'm leaving today to collect for coverage. At the end of the year? Yeah, I'm going to New York and Los Angeles and a bunch of other places in the US. And then on the way back, I'm going to meet up with a friend of mine in Guam for a vacation. Guam is a huge vacation spot for Japanese people. They love going to Guam. It's one of the biggest vacation spots I always hear about. I see. Well, you've certainly earned it. Honest as always. Well, when I say friend, I don't mean a man. Every year, this friend and I take a trip with absolutely no male presence involved. Oh, is that so? Of course, she's so flustered and she's got to clarify. Don't worry, it's not a man. I'm still single and available. I love Mari. There's not any point in telling you that. Forget it, okay? Yes, of course. Have fun. Wait, but here's the main thing. I've sent you something in the mail. Sent me something? What exactly? A ticket for Yoko Toma's New Year concert. Just as my voice was on the point of coming back, that name spilled over and blanked out my brain again. Pretty impressive, Kitahara. Your first ever article really caught the fancy of one of its main sources. While you're at it, why not wander backstage? I really appreciate it, but you might be able to see her, you know? Kazusa Toma. The thing about White Album is it's such a roller coaster. There are not a whole lot of moments that like slow down and you can just kind of enjoy the chill of it. Except for, I would say, the side heroines. They have a lot of those moments. But when it comes to Kazusa and Setsuna, it's always up and down and up and down and up and down and drama this, drama that. Right when Haruki's like, okay, maybe I need to start getting over what happened on Christmas Eve. Nope, now you have the opportunity to go see Kazusa. It never ends. What? Don't you want to? Be honest. Why? Because you haven't shown up since that article went out. Hey, Kitahara, why don't you tell me a little bit of what's up? Mari-san. She's so kind. I can't ask for consolation when I'm the one who did wrong. There are limits even to my presumption. Yeah? You don't think that if you yourself felt better, you could make it up to her? A very important point. We cannot help others if we ourselves are not whole. We can't love others if we do not love ourselves, kind of thing. Haruki needs to get better before he can truly make Setsuna feel better, and vice versa. Setsuna feeling so sad, every time Haruki looks at her, he gets sad. So we really need to fix ourselves first. Well, if you don't want to tell me, you don't have to. I'm just your part-time boss anyway. Faced with Mari-san's mature sense of distance, will you listen? Aww. This is the final boarding call for West Virginia Flight 274 to New York. Yes, I will. And I won't give any advice. Thank you. So, I still love Kazusa Toma. Aww. Not only the fact that Haruki has finally admitted that out loud, but there's also the fact that Mari-san is literally missing her flight for this. She doesn't have to do that. She doesn't owe Haruki anything. She's not even going to get to date him. And at this point, I think it's really hitting home that she won't. Like, he has got so much baggage he needs to work through. Obviously, he's still in love with another girl, but she's still willing to sit and listen because she is a kind person. She is a good boss. Mari-san is the underrated character of the entire game, my opinion. Then, I told Mari-san absolutely everything. Unvarnished. Almost shockingly so. How I always loved Kazusa. How, after the school festival, the one whose feelings I responded to was not Kazusa, but Setsuna. How I betrayed Setsuna. How, even after that, we kept dragging things out with each other. This whole time. Everything we carried. And how, on Christmas Eve, I betrayed her once again because of Kazusa. And it became all too clear again that we were still dragging things along. Yes, but you do have to remember, like I said earlier, they'd had the argument. And that is so important for them to be able to talk honestly with one another. That's one of the main things that was missing from their relationship. So, definitely a plus there. Mari-san just listened silently. And after she had heard everything, she took a moment before beginning to speak. I've been thinking about what I would do if it were me, but I honestly don't know. I don't know whether the choices you made were the right ones. I can't just say, wow, that's rough, or even I know that much. So I can't say you made a mistake. Mari-san. I mean, I think we could all agree that Haruki has made some mistakes along the way. Pointing that out to him now is probably not going to be that conductive to getting him on the right track mentally, but I mean, there were definitely some things he could have done differently. Sorry. Looks like I'm really no use at all when things come like this. When it comes to things like this. Thank you. You've done more than enough. Why? I haven't given you anything to work with or anything at all. Well, you did miss your flight for him, not that he realizes. I was thinking that maybe I was the only one who was wrong. That I was the only one who didn't understand anything. But now I know that that's not true. This doesn't quite feel right, though. I'm the only one who's been given any help. Kitahara. Well then. Also not true. Takeya and Io have been by Setsuna's side the whole time trying to help her. You know, you can't just be like, oh, I won't accept help because she doesn't get help. Like, that's just holding both of you back. That's about it for the C phase of PDCA, don't you think? PDCA. Plan, do, check, act. The management cycle that was hammered thoroughly into me during my first week at this job. Now, it's time for you to transition to the A phase on your own. That's really cool, actually. This is really smart of Mari-san. She's not butting in and being like, this is what you need to do to fix it, right? Like Takeya and Io were like, you just need to hang out with Setsuna. You need to date Setsuna. You need to... Very specific. Mari-san's just like, okay, you've thought about it. Something happened. You thought about it. You're making a plan. Now you got to do it. Honestly, not bad advice. I'll bet you can do it, Kitahara. That's her roundabout way of saying just go for it. All right, it's time for me to go. When I get back to Japan, I'm going to give you a mountain of work. So, talk to you later. Wait. Thank you, Mari-san. That should be thank you very much. I'm really glad to know Mari-san. He is so lucky to know her, honestly. All right then. Oh, shoot. It took off already. Are there any more flights to New York? I got left behind. Oh, Maddie. She's such a good person, too. She had a crush on him, too. But she wasn't like, you know what? You should give up and look for someone outside of all the drama, which, like, is what I always say. She could have said that. She could have advised him like that, but she didn't. She's too good a person. December 31st, New Year's Eve. I finally answered one of Takeya's messages, suggesting we go and do our New Year's Eve shrine visit. I think my talk with Mari-san must have helped me settle down a little. I decided to suck it up, tell them everything face to face, get chewed out, and accept my judgment. Forget all about that concert and settle things with Setsuna. What the hell? Yeah, Io's mad. I mean, we knew. She's like the most temperamental friend of the group, I think, if we're not counting Tomo. I'm sorry. I knew things would go like this. I'm not talking about you. Huh? Why would Setsuna say something like that after all this time? Definitely not what Haruki was thinking would happen. I mean, it makes sense. What makes sense? So, Haruki hasn't forgotten about Kazusa. And she knew that, but she still loved Haruki and wanted to be there for him. That's what I thought anyway. But the instant Haruki tries to face her honestly, she smacks his hand away? What the hell is wrong with her? How sulky can you be? God, she's just unbelievable. As Io raged on, in entirely the opposite direction from what I imagined, Takeya and I could only sit and watch. Even if she knew that he still loved Kazusa, I think she still has the right to be upset about it. I'm just saying, you know. I'm going to see her right this minute. I'll break things off with her if it comes to that. What? Hey, no, don't talk like that. You know Haruki doesn't want that. But this is clearly Setsuna's fault. Don't you think Setsuna-chan is the one suffering the most right now? Yikes. Very anky. Oh, of course. With all your experience, you probably know best. You don't get it? No, I don't get it at all. Probably because I've never dropped someone before. You want to maybe cool down with the playing stupid too? Just stop. Seriously, you two fighting won't solve anything. Look, we're going to the shrine, right? We should start heading that way. They're so mad. I do think that they're both right a little bit, right? Io's right in a sense that, like, Setsuna needed to move on. Takeya's right in a sense that Haruki needed to move on. And they are both rightfully mad about it, which is fine. Keeping an eye on their moods while they tried their best to keep their mouths shut, part of me found some small relief in that state of affairs. Just thinking about Io and Takeya and about Setsuna took up all my focus. So I didn't have to think about Yoko Toma or Kazusa. Ah. Happy New Year, Haruki. Happy New Year, man. Here goes another one. You two, will you please acknowledge that there are 3 of us here? Because they just refuse to talk to each other. Even with all the necessary conditions for a ceasefire, it seemed like the Cold War that had suddenly broken out wasn't going to abate anytime soon. What did they even come here for? Whose fault is it that they're fighting? How am I supposed to get things back to normal? Hey, Io? Listen. So, what do you think of my skill? Why are you asking me that? Fine. I hate to say it, but I don't think I can surpass you yet. The sudden change of scenery here is so intense. Like, it's just kind of chilling, kind of funny fighting between Io and Takeya with Haruki there, and then bam, let's see what Kazusa's up to. Did the person next to you show up? The one in the seat next to mine? Yes, on your left. Now that you mention it, that seat was empty the whole time. What, did you invite someone you know? 'Cause it's New Year's Eve. And Kazusa's mom's concert was a New Year's Eve concert, the one that Haruki was given a ticket to. And because he was out with Takeya and Io, and the fact that like he didn't really want to go and risk seeing Kazusa in that moment, he didn't get there. He didn't use his ticket. Oh, well, I guess he didn't. What? Who? Your first husband? Your second husband? Or my father? Something like that. Lay off. It's not gonna happen. Oh, you think? Maybe so. Maybe. Mom? Say, why don't we go drinking together? Right now? What? Well, do you have something else to do? Someone you want to see? Yeah, she hits the nail right on the head. God, look how close they are. Look how close they are. They could turn around and just, man. Kazusa, I don't belong in this country anymore. Yeah, okay. Want to drink until dawn? See you at the hotel then. Stupid annoying bells. Same old Japan. Happy New Year. Best of luck. Oh, you know all the scenes that I always mention where Haruki is saying goodnight? And then he's like, I don't know who I was saying it to, but I just wanted to say goodnight. Here's Kazusa. Happy New Year, best of luck. But she's not really saying it to anyone. It's just kind of the Haruki in her mind. Though, I don't imagine I'll ever see you again. Oh, Kazusa. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that missed opportunity. They were literally like 6 feet away. They were like 2 meters away. And the streetlight. And oh, what a powerful image of Kazusa and Haruki here. I'm shocked that Haruki didn't end up noticing Kazusa because she kind of does stand out in a crowd. Like the long, silky black hair, her tall figure. But, you know, it has to happen for the story to unfold the way that it does. And that brings us to the end of Volume 3, so we get a couple of little bonuses here. Drawing characters together that would never actually get together series. Mari-san and Izumi. Oh, they're so cute. I feel like they could get along if they were drinking, but I don't think they would get along if they were sober. Unless Chiaki like really matched Mari-san's energy and just tried to keep it like actually tried to keep the peace. But if Chiaki was just kind of provoking and obnoxious like she usually kind of is, I don't know if she'd get along that well with Mari-san. Very cute, though. Thank you for buying this volume of White Album 2. We've finally reached the turning point, and it's wholly thanks to all of you. I'm going to keep working until I've depicted the entirety of Haruki, Setsuna, and Kazusa's relationship all the way to the end, so please stick with me. I'm cold. Oh, cute little turtle. Special thanks to Fumiaki Maruto, the supervising editor, and Yoten Sugiura, the supervisor. This has been White Album 2, Volume 3. And that brings us to the end. So, thanks so much for sticking by me for this part of Volume 3, and I'll be back with the first chapter of Volume 4, which is the final chapter, shortly. Until then, hope you take care. See you!